Hey my Squidlings, Katie here, and welcome back to another video. So, as voted on by my patrons, I am doing the one marker challenge. I have all my markers in this pink bowl, and I'm really excited because I just added some new Copics to my collection, so hopefully we'll get one of those. And I'm going to be coloring this sketch that I just did. She might look similar, but I was kind of working on some face stuff, and I really wanted to draw some angel ear things, and I don't know, I wanted to have fun with it, and that's what I did. So I'm going to be coloring this. Before I get started though, I do want to let you know I'm going to be using some basic tools. So after I finish coloring, I am going to be using a Micron PN pen, my Uniball Signo pen that I just got from Amazon, and I'm also going to be using the colorless blender because technically it's colorless, and yes, it's a second marker, but it doesn't count because it's colorless and it's just going to help me blend a little bit. So, now let's get this stuff out of the way. And let's pick us a marker. I'm going to look away while I pick. You can't see me, so you're just going to have to trust that I'm not looking, and yeah, so let's pick a marker. Alright, well, we've got our color. It's BG13. Interesting. So this is, it's kind of like a tealy color, and we're gonna try to make this work. And I have to put all these markers away now. No! Now off to the coloring, which is the most exciting part, let's be honest. So I decided to kind of go ahead and block in my darkest parts that I wanted this picture to have first, and then on parts where I wanted to be blended, I would lay down a layer of colorless blender, and then I'd kind of let the ink mix a little bit with that just to turn into a different shade, just so I could get a little bit more variety in this picture. And then I go in and add some shading to the hair. I tried to keep it as varied as possible so you could tell it was hair from everything else. When you color with one marker, you really have to think about the values of your picture, and you also really have to think about how you can make parts of your picture stand out a little bit differently than the part that is sitting right next to it. So, for instance, the face shading, you know, there's going to be blocks of color, and I also want some blended, but I also didn't want it to melt too much into the hair. I didn't want it to look like one big blob. There was a big flub with the neck shading that I didn't really care for, but that's okay. It worked out in the end. I think the biggest issue I had with this was getting really smooth blending. I'm still not really good at using the colorless blender to get nice shades, but that's okay. We worked through it, and I had a lot of fun, and I thought this was really fun. I'm really happy with the way this picture came out all in all. It did teach me that I still have a long way to go as far as face shading and what I need to learn, but that's okay because it at least taught me something. So yeah, whenever you do a marker challenge, a one marker challenge especially, you definitely want to keep in mind, you know, like I said earlier, what is next to one another and how you can make it stand out. And the nice thing about markers is that you can actually layer them a little bit to get them to be a little bit darker than normal. So it may take a lot of layering, it may take a little layering, it just really depends on the shade of color you're using. But all in all, that's probably the best way to get some darker shading. As you can tell in the braid and in her eyes, they're a little bit darker than the base color, and then using the colorless blender helped me to get lighter shades as well. Then I shaded very briefly on the wings, again just trying to get them to stand out from everything else, just to make sure each piece looked different and so they didn't all melt together as one little blob. Then I'm going in with my Micron Pigma PN pen, which I've kind of really fallen in love with lately, and I'm outlining almost everything. I do not outline the wings because I thought that they looked really pretty without any outlines, and actually if I didn't outline anything in the piece, I still would have been really happy with it because I really liked it without outlines. So let me know what you think of this one marker challenge, and have you done a one marker challenge? If you have, leave a comment down below, let me know what color you got, and I'd love to see it as well, so you could tag me on social media. So the video is coming to a close. We're about to look at the final piece, and I just want to thank you guys so incredibly much for watching. I want to thank my patrons for voting on this piece, and yeah, I can't wait till next month's challenge. I don't know what it'll be quite yet, but I'm still really excited. So if you haven't already and you want to be a part of our cute little squid pod, you can hit the subscribe button down below, and you can also hit the notification bell that if you click that, you get notified on when I upload new videos, and you don't want to miss those. So until next time, toodaloo!